shit going on. The Nick, you know what time the show starts on Tuesday?
It's 5:15. It's Vape at 5:15.
Nope. There's never been a Vape at 5:15 that I know of. Have you ever heard of a Vape at 5:15? I bet you haven't. You know why you haven't heard of it?
Why?
It doesn't exist.
Is there a Vape at 5?
There's a Vape at 5.
Who has that?
There's actually like 335 episodes of that.
Who has that?
Me. Yours truly.
That guy? I was hoping you said Scott. I was hoping you started talking third person.
This Scott has that. BlackCat has that. BlackCat's awesome.
I'm just trying to find. All right, you could go ahead. I'm trying to find.
Can we go ahead and go? Do you care? I'm gonna hit the live button. You ready?
Okay, hit the live button.
All right, so stop talking about everybody in the chat how you hate them when they all smell.
My personal problems, my herpes could just fucking wait until this live show's over. Okay.
So, what's happening, everybody? Great to see everybody today on this nice Tuesday. Nick, I have to tell you something of extreme or something you need to know, and I wanted to wait until we were live to let you know, but this is something, sir, that is extremely important. The governor of New York is trying to kill you, Nick. Did you know that? He's after you.
He's after me? Yeah. Does he know that I play for keeps?
I think so.
I do play for keeps. I got fogging out with the Batman and Homeboy OC right here.
I got Jack Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Homeboy OC and fogging out with the Batman. Yep.
Yeah. Do you know? Well, he says that you can't do no flavors in your e-liquids anymore except tobacco and menthol. You can still do menthol, but they're mad about that too.
Well, this is what I see. I see his point because this is what I tell people, Scott.
What do you tell them?
I tell them like, yeah, okay. Is having safe sex with pretty women good? Yeah. So what? So what? If I bang hookers without condoms, the notches on my bedpost go up, and that's what's important, Scott.
I don't think condoms should be banned.
Yeah. Yeah. So what?
I'm going to look that up right now. How many deaths does condoms cause per year?
You know what I was thinking today? Which is
condom deaths.
They should have to do, you know how they tell you how everybody died from vaping or whatever? They should have to do every person that died on like from smoking, from this, from that. They should have to do everybody. Everybody. 32 people but died today because of tobacco use. They should have to do everybody. They're only doing vaping. Why do you think they're only doing vaping, Scott?
I don't know.
That's weird.
The condoms has killed someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what has
death? Yeah. A friend holds a water-filled condom above a person's head.
Yeah.
The condom challenge. It killed someone. They weren't using it correctly though, I don't think.
That's a different condom challenge than I'm used to.
Nick, how you doing, man? How are you?
Honestly, I'm better that I'm here with you. You're like the
I like the sunny to your share.
You like what?
The sunny to your share.
No, I was gonna say
just to your herb.
Who's the guy that played the Santa Claus?
Pat to your Vanna.
Who's the guy that played the Santa Claus? The rough guy.
Oh, Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, you're like the Billy Bob Thornton to my who's the girl that played
Angelina Jolie?
No, who's the girl that played Catwoman?
Played Catwoman? Halle Berry?
Halle Berry. You're like what was the first guy's name again?
Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton to my
Halle Berry for this one.
In Monsters Ball.
They got it on. I think he really banged her in that movie.
You're gonna make me feel good, Scott.
I think he banged her.
You're gonna make
that's right. Don't say that gives me the creeps. That just gave me the creeps. I'm just like, oh. Yeah, I think he banged her in that movie for real. Like,
he was so fat.
I think he was really banging her.
Probably. I mean,
good for him.
Why not?
I don't. How do? That's a great. We can open up the discussion with that. How do these guys not get boners? Like in these movies, like, wouldn't you feel inappropriate? Like, you have to like lay there on top of somebody.
So that's
you have to do like multiple takes. Like, how do you not get a boner?
That's what they say though. Like, if they don't get a boner, the lady's like, he's a really good actor. No. And then if they do, he's a horrible actor. That's what
really?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. I'm just acting like I'm having sex with you, so I'm not going to get a boner. If I do get a boner, that's not acting. That's actually me wanting to fuck you.
But how can you not get a boner?
You could tape it down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tape it down. Ooh.
Hey, Ava, how was school?
That would have, yeah, right. That had to be some pretty strong tape.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, at least from my experiences.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about my experience with boners, Nick. Got a minute? Hold on.
Oh.
How the fuck is everybody doing? It's great to see everybody today. It's Tuesday on the Vape at 5, as you know. On Tuesday is Nick and I's day. And Nick and I do a show. Typically, we do a show. Vape, well, kind of vape related. We kind of is bullshit. Today's going to be vape related. We got some news for you. Or we do a recovery show, which we'll probably do next week, Nick.
Yeah.
You're okay with that?
Do you see and hear me right now?
I can see and hear you. You look
good.
Awesome and sound awesome. Did that just get weird?
No. You make me feel good.
You look so awesome right now. So I got some news, Nick. I've got some news for you. How you doing, everybody? Looks like we got some people in chat who decided they did not want to watch Grim Green. They wanted to come over and watch us two idiots. I appreciate that. If Grim has a call in, please let me know so I can call him and tell him to stop going live at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'll tell him, be like, dude, you're in another time zone. Can't you go live at like 6?
Oh, it is like 8 o'clock where he's at. Did he move to New York though?
Well, no, he's in California. It's like 2 o'clock there.
Oh,
And he was live with Jay today for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I know. Hey, that was a good show. I watched the beginning. The beginning was good. They made a lot of good points.
It's hard for me to watch a lot of it.
Yeah.
It's hard. I'm so like, I feel so. I just think about it, and I just think about like I hate, as I've said a million times, I hate bullies, and I hate being bullied, and I just like that's the way it feels like. It feels like we're like the kid on the block who's just getting bullied.
Yeah.
There's like no way to even fight back. Like there's no way to really get a knockout punch. Like we're kind of just reeling. Yeah. I don't know if that even makes sense.
That's definitely something I wanted to mention. Is like last week I was really negative. I've been saying a lot of stuff on a lot of shows between you and Tommy's show and my show where I'm just like I don't know. I don't know if it's negative, but I'm like, I don't vote, I don't fucking care and shit. And like I do fucking care. I don't know. Maybe I'm just been in a bad mood sometimes, and that's what it is like I come here. Like I wasn't sure if today was the recovery show or not. But really, I come on YouTube to have fun and get away from shit. Like, I just got home from work, and I didn't really even have a good day, so I come home. So, like, sometimes that shit is just... I've been finding it a lot more interesting what's going on, and I've been, like... You know, it's just... Now I know, like, politicians' names and stuff, and, like, I'm just learning a lot more about everything, and just, like, how people are just... Like, I find it entertaining, like, this asshole, this guy... So what guy? I don't even remember.
Governor Kumo.
Yeah. So I find that interesting that people are that are just like that blunt about it. Like they don't even care that we know that it's corrupt as fuck. They don't even care. They're just like, listen, you're taking our fucking money.
They stop caring about that. They don't have to care anymore.
No.
They really don't.
Like
like he said, what he said. Well, I know it's better than smoking, but so what?
Yeah.
So what?
Like what a dick.
So what? You're talking about something that kills 480,000 people a year.
That is like that.
Imagine if they were like, well, here's the cure for AIDS. We got a couple kids misusing it, but we don't care if people are dying of AIDS. We're gonna ban that. We're gonna ban it because it's hurting some kids. No, you'd be like, kids, stop taking it. This cures AIDS, right?
Yeah.
But so we finally got the plan written up by Secretary Alex Azar. Now this guy, I'll tell you, on my list of dicks, I have a list of douchebags, and I keep it changes frequently. I put him at the top. This guy's a fucking douchebag, like literally. Like if I ever saw this guy just like walking down the street, I'd push him in. I'd like wait till he got to next to a mud puddle and I just kind of like knock him into it. Like, ooh, sorry about your jacket. Sorry.
I would wait until he got up, and I would get him in a headlock and give him a bunch of noogies.
Right, noogie his ass. His hairpiece would come flying off.
Yeah.
Like, I knew you were bald, motherfucker.
Uh,
Like, it's the hairpiece would go running away. This motherfucker. So he sums up his plan for e-cigarettes, how they're going to handle e-cigarettes in the United States of America. Now, this is up for approval either by the FDA or by executive order from President Trump. Number one, tobacco flavored still available for adults as an alternative. Two, companies can already submit flavor products for FDA review. And three, flavors that appeal to kids will not be allowed on the market until approved. So that is where we're at right now. So it is officially moving into basically the disembowelment of vaping as we know it.
Yeah, that's yeah, it's like they make it sound okay, but it's not okay. They make it sound like
they know what they're doing.
You'll be able to get in if you're,
Tobacco flavor.
Yeah, if you're playing for keeps, we'll let you get in. $300,000 maybe.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like to get that FDA approval, it's like $500,000 to go through that process. Like they're not fucking stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. That's the thing is like I thought like somebody told me Republicans are supposed to be for small business, but this is not for small business at all. This is for Juul basically and the tobacco companies. That's who's going to dominate from this.
That's a good question out in chat. So told us who's the top of your list of dicks that you don't like. What's on the top of your dicks
I do like? That's why I was spit my coffee out when I read that. There's douchebags. I don't call them douchebags. I mean, I do call people dicks, but douchebags mostly. So Nick, what are you gonna do if vaping? I was gonna ask hypothetically. Excuse my yawn. You're not boring me. I'm just really tired.
That's that's not actually what a yawn is, though, right? It's not a tired thing all the time. So a yawn is a change it's a change in feeling that the body has. So when you wake up from 8 hours of sleep and you yawn, that's your body waking up. It's just a change in feeling or a change in emotion.
Really?
Sometimes you'll yawn, like if somebody makes you like laugh out of nowhere, you'll yawn as well.
Now I feel like I gotta yawn again. If you ever think about yawns too long, it makes you yawn. Or do you ever see somebody yawn, you gotta yawn too?
It's contagious, yeah.
It is contagious. So what are you going to do with your channel? Say that it all gets banned. What are you going to keep the same type of channel? Are you going to change it up? Are you going to stop doing channel, or what are you going to do?
Nah, I think I'm going to go until I don't think that I'm like I think if I didn't like have any vaping on my channel, it wouldn't be much different. It really wouldn't. Half the time I'm just talking about stupid nonsense. And half the time I'm playing with wire. So I don't know. I would just see, I'm not going nowhere. I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. I don't think it's any, it's not like I just do reviews. I hardly do reviews. I hardly there's sometimes I forget to even vape during the show, and I don't even install coils half the time. I just make the wire and say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. So you're going to keep with it. We got a donation from Vape Ross Vape. Viva la revolution. Them pricks. Thank God. Amen. Amen to that.
Imagine if vaping is what sets this whole world against each other. What if they're going to take our vape now, they're going to take our guns, let's get them. They don't take our guns. We're not supposed to get our guns taken because if the government tries to run you over, right, you're supposed to be able to protect yourself just like the government can.
Well, that's what the right to bear arms was, to protect you against the government.
Yeah, well, guess what? Yeah. The government's killing me with these cigarettes, motherfuckers.
I don't think anyone should kid themselves. I don't think anybody should ever kid themselves and think guns will not be banned at some point. They're going to. We may not see it, but it will happen eventually. They're going to keep at it till it happens. These guys don't lose. I think you understand. They don't lose. They'll wait it out and they'll figure out a way to get it. And no matter how many people they have to kill by doing it, they will figure out a way to get guns out of the hands of Americans, at least legally.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be one of them situations, kind of like vape, though. Like, okay, you're going to ban it, but I have so much shit here.
Right.
And, like, why would you even come to my house to get it? You know, it's kind of
impossible to enforce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how they're going to enforce it. I really don't. What they're going to do is do point of sale. Point of sale is how they're going to do it. And I think they're going to probably treat it like narcotics in that if you get caught with a bunch of it, like in boxes and shit, they're going to mark you for distribution and throw you in jail for a few months, something like that.
There's got to be something like, the thing is like, okay, I know nobody wants to hear this, all just DIY and stuff, but it's fucking true. So, okay, you could literally DIY your own juice from scratch with ingredients that are made for other things. Like, it's not like DIY isn't just vape products. It's products that were already out. Like, vaping didn't invent VG and PG. We didn't invent that. That was already there and we started using it.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly why people would buy gallons of VG and PG, but it was already there. Extracts were already there. Yeah, there's newer extracts because of vaping, like, you know, whatever kind of extracts. But
FDA approved.
Yeah, I mean, so at a certain point, they're going to have to kind of just accept that people are going to be able. There was a lot of good points made in that Jay Hayes video today. Like, they were talking about how, what was his name? Vaping with Vic was talking about how 2013, 14, and 15, nobody was after vaping. And then the cartridges filled with the juice already started coming out. And that's when people started, and they made a lot of good points with that, and how it's so easy for teenagers to get it now because they only have to buy one thing. So if like back then when I started vaping, I had to buy this, I had to buy this, and I had to buy the juice. I had to buy all three. I couldn't just go one place and say, hey, old guy, just go in there and get me a vape pen. There's $5 in there for you. Like, you can't do that. I mean, that's how I used to buy stuff when I was younger. Like, if I need a beer, I found a bum. I said, here's $20. Get me a $15 case of whatever, and keep the $5. And that's probably.
Find a bum. Do bum typically have IDs to buy beer for you?
I mean, my bums are old and dirty. Yeah.
Yeah, I like your bums.
Yeah. My bums are good. They're good.
Bums are pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, I think that we'll see what happens with Trump and everything. I think that, you know, it's a good point to think about what are we going to do if it all does go away. And what, you know, if that happens, then who's to say they won't just like pull all our channels from YouTube, just close them down. You have any vape related content in your channel, they just close them.
Yeah,
I mean, they can do that. You know, I mean, there's no, you know, we're not complying with federal law. I don't know. I think the ultimate goal here, and I said it over and over and over again, the ultimate goal is to schedule nicotine. Is to get nicotine on a scheduled list, make like a Schedule 3 narcotic. And that way, the only way that you can get it is from the pharmaceutical companies. And then they control nicotine coming in. That's big money. Huge money. Now, that's something that the tobacco industry will fight. But I'll tell you, I'm not going to support it. Fuck them. Let them fucking go down. You know what I mean? Like, if I had to get my nicotine out of the country, you know, I know people I can get it from. I'll do that. But that's ultimately where I think this is going. I think this is just like step one of the ultimate plan to you know, they like having control of things that addict people. You know, pharmaceutical companies do. They really like that.
You know what is like infuriating, especially to people that don't vape and probably don't care if vaping's good or not? It's probably so infuriating how much money they're wasting and time they're wasting on it. Like, who fucking cares?
Yeah.
That's probably what I would think. I'd be like, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Let these people just vape. Let them vape. Who fucking cares?
most people think let them buy hookers if they want to buy hookers. They're not hurting anybody. If the hooker's getting money, they're getting sex, and they're both good with it. Who cares? And now they're going to talk about vape. Like, it's probably like people that are paying their taxes. Who wants to pay for this?
Yeah.
Who wants to pay for this?
And I'll tell you what else is, if you look at a lot of the comments that are coming in on the feeds, a lot of them do say, you know, why aren't you worried about opiates? Why aren't you worried about gun deaths?
Yeah.
Why aren't you doing something about the roads? Why aren't you doing something like all these different things? Like, why the fuck are you worried about vaping?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense. And those are the people who don't understand what this is really all about. This is really about a lot of fucking money, man. Mm-hmm. And when it comes down to this amount of money, that like these guys are willing to lie and cheat and steal to get it, to make sure they protect their investments.
Yeah, it's yeah, it is crazy that the opiate one is a tough one for me too, because that's just like, dude, I still have people that I know that are passing away left and right. And you know how many people I know that fucking die of vape? I don't, of course, I don't know anybody that died of vaping. I don't even know, I don't even know somebody that's known somebody.
Yeah.
That's even died, even from bootleg THC pat. I don't even know anybody that says.
I don't know a single person.
Yeah, I don't even know. But yet, every single week, somebody dies of heroin or of some kind of overdose.
Every week. And it, you know, I just actually, speaking of that, I just had a guy that I went to high school with die yesterday.
Yeah.
In the afternoon from opiate overdose, heroin overdose. It's like, holy shit. Like, and I literally know. And I mean, I know quite a few people in recovery. So, I mean, maybe I'm a different, because I know dozens of people who've died. Dozens who've died from opiates. And, you know, it just makes you shake your head and wonder, like, it really takes the wind out of my sails. So, like, a lot, you know, I've always been like, go America type thing. And, you know, I've always felt like when I watch like the Olympics and stuff, and, you know, stand for the Star Spangled, like I do all that, like a pledge allegiance, like I do all that. And I feel like, you know, it's awesome. But like when stuff like this happens, it's really disheartening, and knowing that corruption is really driving this. And I wish I didn't know. I wish I wasn't woke. I wish I was just stupid and didn't know exactly why this was all happening, and thought maybe they really were trying to protect people, but they're not.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with that. It's sad. Makes me feel sad. It really does.
Yeah. And the things that get you mad too is like when they say like we blatantly try to sell to minors and shit like that is so far from the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Yep. We want to. None of us are parents. Oh yeah. We wanted. This was our whole idea, was to, you know, get the young guys in there. That's why I do. That's why my 36-year-old ass does videos on YouTube, is because I'm trying to string in more fucking underage vapors. That was my whole plan this whole time.
Yeah, it was, Nick. I remember you saying that. You wanted the youngins.
Yeah. Sometimes
the Jeffrey Epstein of vaping.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's do this. Let's do an age check. You don't have to put your whole age, but just put in like the first like number. Is it 1 for teenager, 2 for 20s, 3 for 30s, 4 for 40s, 5 for 50s? If there's some people with 60s, put a 6. Everybody in the chat, see how many people here are actually. Is there anybody in their 60s here? There might be.
That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. You're going to see, what's your age? 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 3, 3.
Like nobody that watches our shows is under. There's very few in their 20s.
Don't put single digits, is what I'm saying.
Why?
Because you just said, all right, let's see the ages of people who vape. And then you said, put a single number, and you're going to see 4.
I don't want people to put in their whole age. Some people aren't comfortable doing that.
We got a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 4-year-old, 4-year-old.
That's their first letter. But look, I mean, look at this. 50, 3 almost 4, 60, Baron 60. I mean, Vapor's Vape is 80.
Yeah.
Odin is 90. Holy shit. Good for you. Nope, a lady never reveals her business, her own age. I know that Jane is over 18 though. 92 and look damn good. You're right.
I got it.
These are the people. This is who this community is. And I still don't believe that this many kids are vaping. And maybe I need to go into the high schools. I'll just walk into high school.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Strange guy walking in the high school. Be like, nothing. My name's BlackCat.
Yeah.
I'm a vaping advocate. I'm just coming here to check out how many people vape. They're like, get out of here, sir. You need to leave these premises immediately.
Yeah, you shave your beard and he's going, "Hi guys, I'm Scott."
Yeah, I'm new. I've got a disease that makes me look 45. I'm really 12 years old.
I got
like driving away in my car after the thing, smoking a cigarette. Like, oh, fuck this place. Showing up at somebody's kid's house for dinner. Like being older than the parents.
Yeah, they caught me though. I was selling jewels outside of school after my daughter got out every day. So I stopped doing that. I turned my life around. I just started selling crack and crack pipes.
Cracks is better, way better. You get better profit on that.
Yeah, and it doesn't have little cartoons on it and stuff because
crack. I like crack in that respect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get crazy thoughts. Like I thought today, I was like so mad when I was driving home. I was like, I'm just gonna go buy like 40 jewel kits and just like go drop them off in front of a high school. Just like leave them there, with a big note, like a picture of my ass taped on top.
Yeah, there's
just leave them there. Be like, gold mine. Somebody finds 40 jewel bags. Fuck you and your kids.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's terrible.
Apparently,
that's the things that go through my crazy mind, though.
Yeah, there's like things I was hearing on the video today on
J.A.'s
Inside the Minds. Yeah, was about how Jewel. Like I always like I don't know. I don't stick up for Jewel. I don't like Jewel per se, but I thought I seen why they. Everybody's like, fuck you, Jewel. Like they're up against the tobacco company. Well, per se, they're up against the tobacco companies. They're up against vaping. But apparently, and it made a lot of sense, that they're probably against the vape industry that we know. They want the whole industry. They want to be the only. They don't want us to have stuff like this. They'll have competition that's like them, but they don't want this stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I don't see Jewel, and Jewel never stepped out of the all-in-one pod system. They never stepped away from when they could have. They could have made mods or made RDAs. They know about them. Why wouldn't they do that? They never did. That wasn't their business model.
Yeah.
They didn't see the profit margin in that they liked, and they stayed with. So so as a company, they're not really part of the community in that respect. A lot of the companies that we know all make like open systems and things like that, and that's the companies that we like. And this guy Jewel making it's just like a meat market of vaping kits for kids. Well, not for kids, but for adults that kids basically took a liking to.
Yeah, it's great. Like, yeah, somebody just said something about you don't hear about Blue in any of this. Just about any kind of thing like that. Like Blue is owned by, I believe, Newport. I'm not sure. I think it's Newport. But anything you find at a gas station, that's like Big Tobacco owned. Or they're trying to get Big Tobacco owned. If you're selling in a 7-Eleven or a Wawa, you're not trying to be in the industry that we're fighting for.
Right.
Not the industry that we want. That's just not what I could give a shit what happens to all them companies. I really don't care. That's not the companies that I would fight for. I don't care if they said, oh, all the gas station companies are gone. I'd be good with that. I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's the biggest thing is we're such a separate part from that part of the community. There's really no Jewel community, except for maybe kids. The kids that were using them doing the videos and shit. That's only the Jewel, but I do know people, adults, who've quit using Juul. So it's hard for me not to like say I'll just get rid of Juul, because it does help people quit. And I think that's the ultimate goal of this, is to have support groups for people to quit smoking cigarettes.
I thought that too, Scott. And then when I seen that video today, it got me thinking about it. And it's like, most of the vapors I know have been vaping for about 3 years. So they've been vaping before Juul. And I don't know a lot of people that have quit because of Juul. I know a lot of people that maybe got introduced because of Juul, but if Juul wasn't there, they were introduced with another vaping product. If I just don't know. I mean, that's how I started vaping. I got a blue e-cig and it was crap. So it was crap. So I went to a vape shop and got something. So it was good that it was there. It was just a circumstance that happened. But I don't know if it's necessarily Juul is helping. I think they're just there and they're the easiest to get. So that's the first one you go to. But I went out and I searched for a vape shop. I said, you know what? I'm going to try this out. I'm going to go to a vape shop and get something. I'm going to get a real vaping device. Because I knew, even though I didn't know this industry at all, I knew what was going on. The stuff in the gas station was like the commercial shit. And I wanted to get that. I wanted to get them real ones. Them real vaping devices.
Yeah. I wanted to blow the big clouds.
Yeah.
No. But how long until... After all this is done, how long until vaping falls into the same category as the nicotine patch, the nicotine gum, Chantix that doesn't work?
Yeah.
How long is it until that happens? Until you start hearing people in casual conversation say, well, I tried vaping and it didn't work. And that's going to be sad listening to that because I'll be like, well, it used to work. It used to work really, really well. To make you quit smoking. I know a lot of people who quit because, like, literally, I will not go back to cigarettes. Even if they took my shit today, I wouldn't go back to cigarettes. I wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't either.
It'd be hard. It'd be hard because I really like cigarettes. It'd be hard for me not to. I mean, I like to smoke. But I think I'm far enough removed from it that I'd be all right getting away from it and just like, using a little bit of willpower to be able to keep away from it. Mm-hmm. But somebody who just stopped smoking, like, everything else I tried, the patch, the gum. I tried the gum. I did the gum for about 3 months. And I just couldn't stay with it, man. I just couldn't stay with it. And everybody I knew who used the gum who actually quit, continued to chew it.
Yeah.
So they just kind of, they just went to the gum instead of, smoking cigarettes. They never actually got away from it. So, I don't know. Happy birthday, Stephen Aiken. Awesome, man. It looks like his birthday is either today or tomorrow. Yep. And then you got Chantix with the suicidal thoughts. People committing suicide on Chantix, which is, and that's an approved FDA drug, mass produced.
I know that's made by pharmaceutical, but I said this last time. Do you almost think that maybe it doesn't cause suicidal thoughts and they did the same thing to Chantix that they're doing in the vape industry?
Maybe.
I always think that, like, maybe just if you're not cigarettes, they're going to start spreading rumors.
I mean, it's very possible.
Yeah.
It's very possible because all it takes is, a few media outlets to pick that stuff up. Well, to be told to pick it up. Media is told what to put on their channel. They get memos from the ownership telling them what to put on the channel.
Oh, yeah.
And the paper and all that. I mean, it's all controlled. There is no free press. The only free press you see are the independents. And it's funny, if you look at the independents are saying, hold on here. Let's take a look at this a little bit closer before we go around and start banning everything. And that's even from the most conservative independent news sources to the most liberal independent news sources. They're all, even Vice was like, oh, hold on. And Vice is an extremely liberal news channel, I think you pretty much know. And they're like, hey, hold on a minute here. Let's take a look at this a little closer before we start banning everything. But the main news outlets, there's what, 3 businesses that own like 60% of the media in this country. That's a lot, man.
Yeah.
And they can have this consistent message. And that's what they're doing. And it's almost impossible. And somebody said something today on that show that I thought was really interesting as well. And something I do believe is they said that, I can't remember who it was on the panel that said it, but they said that if you say something enough times, that even the mention of it in a short little blurb can leave a negative impression because you said it so many times. And I think we're to that point now. I think we're to that point where you just like mention vaping.
And you think negative. Yeah.
People think negative thoughts.
Yep.
Well, that's what it does. Oh, it killed somebody. Oh, well, that's what it does. It kills people.
It's like subliminal messages. That's like the big thing with like somebody even put it up, like, you know how they'll show on the news like people vaping and everything, and like they'll be like vapes in the news again, and they'll just show all these like mouths like vaping,
Yeah.
and they're always young mouths. So they're always
Yeah.
like they're almost never inhaling. They're just
Yeah.
always like, it's just like they're not real vapors. And if you are a real vapor, what the fuck are you doing that for? If a news comes up to me and says, "Hey, can I get some photo shots of you vaping?" I'm gonna be like, "Fuck you! There's me vaping."
Well, they do that to disassociate you that that's a person.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to show the whole person, because then it gives like gives more meaning to the actual thing that's going on. When they just show you vaping on it without your face, it just makes it look like, it doesn't, you don't associate it as much with a person doing it.
It's always young people. Check it out. It's always younger males, and they'll like have piercings, and they'll always have like, it's always like the hip young kids are doing it. It's always that way. Always there's never like an old person doing it. Never.
That's another thing too, is they don't do a good representation of the actual people that are vaping. And I think that I mean, it's obviously on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We got another donation. Vape Ross Vape $2. It said, "No Chantex had me so depressed like a zombie."
Okay, so let me just, I know people have I've seen Kim Dixon. I'm sorry to hear that, Kim Dixon, but let me just open this up to you, just to think about it. Have you ever not smoked cigarettes for a couple days? It's depressing, and you fucking think some bad shit. You do. So just think about that. You will have bad dreams. You will, like, not smoking for a couple days is a motherfucker. It really is.
Big G said Chantex was responsible for my relapse in mental health, and it does affect your mental health. Absolutely, there's no question about that. It does affect part of your brain. And I know, and I'll tell you my experience on Chantex. I'll tell you this. This is the most amazing thing. Was we had a smoking area at my old job when I was taking it, and I was out back, and everybody was smoking, and I wasn't. I'd been on it for about, you ramp up. You like take a bunch of it at the beginning, and you kind of steady it out. And I had gone through like the first week, which is the big heavy dose of it. And I was standing there, people were smoking around me, and I didn't even notice that they had a cigarette. I didn't even look at it. And it's the weirdest thing. Like, how the fuck was my brain not picking that up? Like, what part of my brain had it like taken out of the equation? So it does affect your brain in all kinds of weird ways. And that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary, that drug. But I couldn't deal with the dreams. Like, I was having like the most realistic dreams ever, and I couldn't take it. So I ended up getting off it. I'd never had suicidal thoughts though, thank God. I don't think I did. Maybe I didn't.
I forget where I heard this story, but it kind of resonated with me because I actually really like bad dreams. I like dreams in general, and I like having like vivid, crazy dreams because I just think they're cool. And I heard some guy say before, like, his dad took Chantix for a while, and he woke up and he said, "I had a dream. It was so vivid. I took a hammer and bashed my fucking boss's brain in, and I was crying, and I dragged him through the job site, and I threw him off the roof. Oh, I got to take that Chantix before I go to bed again."
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I think the issue with that, and this is a real thing, and this can happen to somebody, a sane person, is when the dreams are so real and it's repetitive over and over again, you're having these dreams, it can become hard to determine what was a dream and what was real. And what I mean by that is you establish memories from those dreams. So you establish a memory from that dream, and then you just, through time, you start to think that really did happen, when it really didn't happen. It was just a dream. But in your mind, you can't distinguish between the two. So that's the danger of having really, really, really vivid dreams. Is you start to disassociate reality with your dreams. And it doesn't mean that you're insane. But if there's a drug that makes you do that, I mean, you can trick your brain with these drugs. I mean, that's a scary thing.
Dude, Clay,
he associates that maybe, he thought he did kill his boss with a hammer, or I'm not saying that would happen. That's an extreme case, obviously, but things like that. They do report things like that happening.
Clayton just said lucid LSD dream, and oh, I was just thinking that, man, I fell asleep one time on acid, and it was crazy. That was dude, that's some crazy shit. You don't want to fall asleep on that if you're.
I dipped in hallucinogens and I stayed away from them. I wasn't a big hallucinogen fan. I didn't like that feeling of complete loss of control. That shit's way too crazy for me.
I liked it. I was always able to handle it. I never had a bad trip but when I fell asleep, that was I never really like went to sleep on it before. I just always stayed up and just did what I did. But oh man, sleeping on that's one of the craziest things I've ever experienced.
Yeah, those are something I never really messed with. I tooled around with like marijuana, and I always drank tons. But yeah, that wasn't something I really got into. Just wasn't my gig. A lot of people like it.
Yeah.
A lot of people like it, but yeah. Let's see here. Got a bunch of people in chat here. See, chat's going pretty good. Chan extremes are like going to the movies. Huh. Me and LSD don't mix. Yeah, I'm not big on that.
You could fall asleep on it waiting for it to kick in forever. That's how I did it.
Must have had a boring night. You didn't have anything planned that night?
No, I was testing it because I thought it was like the first. I like traded I got a sheet of acid for some ecstasy, and I was testing it, and I kept taking them, and like, this isn't real. This dude fucking beat me, right? So I kept taking it. I took like 5 hits, and I ended up falling asleep and waking up. What? And when I woke up, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
I remember the dream. Like, I still remember the dream to this day. I was like stuck under a glacier, and it was just so weird. It was just a weird dream. Weird dream. I think I was like in the air conditioner, and I was really cold, and I think I was like not dressed at all. And I was just, I was really cold, and I think that was going through in my dream. And
you woke up cold?
Yeah, I was sleep. You know how like you have a dream and there's a radio in the background, and whatever's on the radio is in your dream. Like that's what. But I was cold, so that was in my LSD dream.
Wow.
Yeah, I was up after that though.
Up partying?
Yeah, I said I'm never going to sleep again.
Oh shit! So I have a little emergency going on at my house tonight. Veronica had to work until 7 o'clock.
That is an emergency. What do you got? Cook dinner or something now?
I have to cook dinner tonight. Oh. Yeah. I have to go to the store as soon as I get off of here. So I get off right at 6, and then I got to go to the store. We're gonna have tacos. I think I can handle that. I think I can handle tacos. I'm gonna make them, and then my son's girlfriend is here. She is going to help me, whether she knows it or not. She's going to do the chopping. I will do the cooking. Yeah, so we have that. So I have that going out there.
Yeah, that's tacos are awesome. Even homemade tacos are usually the best.
All kinds of vape. Patrick King said, Scott, you need to do a photo shoot calendar called Old Guys That Vape. I should do that.
Oh, we should do that.
We should do. You're not really an old guy, Nick.
I could fake it till I make it, dude.
You need to gray your beard out. Then you can get in the old guy club.
And I could get maybe I could get a touch of gray for men. That would be fun.
Get like me and ST.
Yeah.
Do some old guy vaping photos.
I guess there should be 12 old guys that vape out there in the world. We got there's a bunch. I'm not going to start telling everybody that they're old, but you know who you are.
Yeah, there's quite a few of us out there. I mean, it's definitely not at least not in our crowd. There's not many young people.
That's actually genius. Dude, you should do a calendar like old guys that vape, right? But it's not just a year calendar. It's like every day there's a new guy. Just to show how many older people vape, Scott. Get on it, man. Get on it.
That would only take probably, I could probably have that ready in like 2030. By the time I get that ready. All the pictures, everybody be dead.
Yeah. Donald Trump says he wants $100,000 from the vape community to study and research vape. I just spent $100,000 on that goddamn calendar being made.
I know, man. I'll tell you what. That guy posted that Azir guy posted this shit on Twitter, and he is getting hammered with comments. I mean, it's hammered with comments.
They don't give a shit about them comments. They don't give a shit about.
I don't think they do.
No, I think that guy in New York really fucking showed us a lot with that, and it may be to make you discouraged. So I guess you can't stop fighting and everything, but I mean that just shows you their fucking attitude. Like they don't give a shit. They want that money, and I know New York's going through it bad, and they raised the price of cigarettes, and it's they make $2 billion a year off of cigarette taxes, and New York's just expensive. Everybody's moving out. They're moving to my fucking neighborhood. And it's just, it just goes to show you. It just really does. And they don't even give a shit. They're just like, dude, the money's more important than your lives. Let's be serious.
Oh, well, yeah, it is. I mean, that's certainly the truth. I mean, there are already hundreds of comments on this guy. I mean, it is just comment after comment about how vaping saved people's lives. Peach vibe, talking about flavored alcohol, and I think you're right. I don't think it makes a bit of difference. But I'll tell you what, everybody needs to repost that post. So if you follow me on Twitter, I just reposted it. Go in there and repost it again. It's BlackCat WF. I'll put that. Are you on Twitter, Nick?
No, I don't do Twitter. I just don't have the. I mean, I just
need to get on there, man. I'm telling you, this is like ground zero for this whole thing.
Yeah, and I know that, but dude, do you understand what kind of can of worms that's going to open up for me?
I'll tell you, it is draining.
Yeah, and then
it's draining. I wish I didn't know all this shit going on sometimes, man. I really, really do.
Yeah. I'm going to start getting into fights with people and fucking they're going to want to show up in my house and kick my ass.
Yeah, I just ignore a lot of people who just say stupid shit or just give them like a meme. Some kind of meme of somebody doing something stupid. Yeah. And it's like there. I hate to cut it short, man, but I'll tell you what, I got to get out of here because I have to go get dinner ready. And Nick, you got your show on tonight. What time?
Yeah, I got to clean off the chalkboard, knock off the erasers. We got coil class at 7:30.
7:30, brother. I'll be there. Nick, any parting words for us before we get out of here?
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Made my day, and I'm sure the night's going to get only better. And yeah, just keep your heads up, keep fighting, and I'll see you next week here.
Absolutely. We'll be back. All right, guys, thanks for joining. Tomorrow, going to do a little review of the Divine RDA. Speaking of Nick, that is by SX Mini. So we're going to take a look at that tomorrow. I'll give you the ins and outs of it and what I think about it, and that will be that. We'll also do some other stuff tomorrow. I don't know if I don't think I have a giveaway tomorrow. Maybe I'll do one. I'll do some kind of giveaway or something for you guys tomorrow as well. Tonight on the YouTube, you got Nick on tonight. You got ST on tonight. You got Fresh on tonight at 9, I believe. And I think that's it. Am I missing anybody? I always miss somebody, I feel like. Anyway, guys, have a fantastic night. Hang in there. Get on Twitter and give them hell. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Vape at 5.